Well, where to start? So, let's see. Well, I've been on hiatus, just so you know. If you couldn't tell by the fact that absolutely zero videos have been uploaded since, I think, the suspension video for the Ranchero. Well, that project has been sold. So there is no more Ranchero. I pretty much did all I wanted to do with the project. I got it running, got it on the road, and just kind of fell out of love with it. It was the hermaphrodite of vehicles. So, it was a really fun project while I had it, and I wanted to do big things with it, but it really wasn't going to work out for me. So other than that, I've been spending a lot of time with my son and my wife and, living the married life, living the family life. So, and I haven't had a bike for, 9-10 months now, and I'm starting to go crazy. And I've kind of accrued a few projects outside of the Ranchero that I want to start working on. And I'm sure you're seeing all these parts in my workshop here. And this is my basement workshop. I have this old 3 horsepower or 3.5 horsepower Tecumseh that I need to get running and maybe sell it or build something out of it. I've got my woodworking stuff I want to start, maybe doing a little lathe work. I've got this airplane over here that a buddy at work gave to me. It's got really dated electronics in it, so I'd have to probably get a new receiver and rewire it, and he's got like a battery pack in here. It's not even really a battery, like a LiPo or anything like that. It's just a simple thing, but the motor does work. I did have the motor running, and it's got good compression and all that good stuff, but that's a project for another day. And then I have this huge project for the house that I'm dealing with, which is a metal Bestis pipe to go up and out here for my new wood stove, which is, well, it's not new. It's, we picked it up for really cheap, but it's to supplement the heat because burning gas is ridiculous up here in Massachusetts, and it was really, really expensive this year. So you're seeing all these motorcycle parts, or somewhat bike-ish looking parts. Well, there's a story behind this, and this is the like convince my wife to get me another bike, or possibly finish a project, sell it, and put that money towards another bike project, if you will. What you're looking at is it's a 2001 Honda Reflex 250cc scooter. It hits about 85 miles an hour top speed. It was my grandfather's, and it sounds funny, but back in 2002, my grandfather bought this scooter for, whatever it was, brand new, I think like $5,000 or something like that. And had it modified by a local company to put a sidecar on it. So I actually have the sidecar that goes with this as well. And all this wiring that you see coming out of the back is actually a trailer harness that clicks into the lights and everything that go on the sidecar. And if you look at these side fairings here, you can see it was notched out to fit the rails of the sidecar. So that's kind of cool, and it's pretty unique, and it's something a little different, and it's something that, you don't see every day. Well, he unfortunately got into an accident because he overcompensated for a turn, and the sidecar ended up coming up on him, and it just got a little too high past the balance point and tumbled over, and the entire left-hand side of the scooter had been trashed, pretty much. Luckily, this back section, the only real damage this back section suffered was, these cracks up here, which I'm probably mask with a little bit of Bondo, and most of this goes up under the seat anyway when the seat clicks on, so you won't see too much of this. This one section here, I'm gonna have to try to heat and push up into there and maybe do a little body filler on it, but the rest of it's in pretty good shape. I'm not gonna leave the stock red. I'm gonna paint it probably flat black or something, you know, just to kind of get it done. But let me walk you through some of the stuff that got damaged in the wreck. The main fairing is the, we'll get to that. This is the center hump. As you can see, it got folded here. There's a little stress fold kind of in here. When you open this, one of the arms broke off, so that's an easy fix. I can just glue that back on. Some of the mounting tabs got pulled out. I'm missing one of the floor plates, which is basically just a rubber push-in clip. It pushes into all those oval holes. The main dashboard here, the glove box still works. I've got the gasket to go back in. I'll have to glue that in. One of the screws got pulled out there. This got cracked all up the side here. This screw got pulled out here, so I have to bondo that back together. The little tab for the closure broke, so I have to figure out that. This is all cracked up. So I mean, there's a lot of little stuff that's got to get fiddled with in order to get this roadworthy. And I'm not going to get it perfect. You know, I could spend $60 on eBay and get a whole new one of those that's, you know, gorgeous. But I'm going to just slap it back together and try to use it. Luckily, the headlights are in really good shape. I pulled these out of the stock fairing. There's a few little bits and bobs that I don't know exactly where they go, but I'm sure I'll figure that out. This is the good directional off of the original, and this is the bad directional off the left side of the original, and I've just kind of friction held it together, but you can see there's a big chunk missing out of this. And on the actual mount over here, it's cracked in a couple places. I can't get these screws out because they're rusted so bad, so I'm gonna have to soak these in some vinegar or some oil just to eat the rust on it, and then try to take it apart and salvage this. But luckily, I think I can salvage what's here to put it back together to stock. The worst part of the entire thing is the cowling. Now this is the stock cowling here, and as you can see, this is where it pulled out of the original dashboard. It's still got all the clips, all the mounting places in it, so I'm going to keep all that kind of where it is for now so I can transpose it all onto the new cowling. The new cowling, yeah, see, it's missing the entire downrigger section here. You know, there's not really much holding it on where the, and this one was in an accident too, so I mean, this one's nowhere near perfect. As you can see, someone tried to epoxy it back together. It's a little off, and it's got a lot of road rash on it, but that's easily fixed and painted over. I'll have to fill this section in where the light goes in, match this all back to the same level, match all this back to the same level, and then transpose all of those fasteners onto this side after I get this painted. Luckily, this side really needs nothing, just a little bit of filler here and there. The whole thing needs a good sanding. The windshield's in perfect condition, and that center section is in perfect condition as well as the this is the underside of the tail light. And I can take this off of here and show you the seat. All that wiring is kind of a pain in the butt. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm gonna have to do something about this if I decide to keep the sidecar. Set that out of the way where it won't fall. But the seat's in really good condition. It's just dirty because it was been a barn for a few years. Here's like the one damage to the seat when it fell. If I take this off of here, I have all the under seat sections. So you know, your battery compartment's right here. Everything's in really good shape. So I mean, it should be a pretty, I'm going to jinx myself, but the bodywork itself should be pretty quick. That cowling is going to be the worst of it all. And yeah, that's what I'm working on now. And I really need to clean my workshop. It's like I was in the middle of spring cleaning and then projects happened, and it's just how it is, man. So that's that. Oh, the main story with the actual body of the scooter.
We're waiting.
I don't have it here. I have it at my parents' house where it's in the barn still. So I'm going to have to find a way to get that home. The main issue with that, the gas tank is all rusty. I did have it running, but it wouldn't rev. So I think the problem with that is the carburetor was just all gummed up from sitting. So I know it runs. I know it needs minimal work to get it back to really good operating condition. If I have to, I'm going to either, I might have to just, get an eBay gas tank if I can't clean the rust out of the gas tank I have. It's like $50 for a used gas tank. The fuel pump I think is still good. I hope so, because that's like a big ticket item. That's like $125. So if I can't get that to work, I might have to source that from Honda or try to find a used one. And what else? The tires are in good shape. The brakes are in good shape. The whole bike itself has 1,300 miles on it. It was barely broken in. So, I mean, it's really unfortunate. I hate to see a bike be neglected like that, or be, written off when there's really nothing wrong with it. But as you can see, it's kind of a sporty looking little machine. It's not super small. It's actually kind of a mid-size scooter. It's not like a maxi scooter, like a the T-Max, like a Yamaha T-Max, or a Silver Wing or anything like that. But it's a decent size. I mean, that's actually slightly bigger than a sport bike fairing. If you were to look at like the VFR or like a CBR or something like that, that's probably 2 inches wider than an actual motorcycle. So that's pretty cool that it's kind of like it's not going to be like a moped. It's going to be more bike sized. And there's a lot of cool things. I've gone to a couple websites and I've seen a few of these done up all custom. So there's a lot of ideas rolling around in my head, but I think the main project is going to be getting the bodywork done, getting it all one color, getting it so that the pieces can go back together, fixing all the mounting surfaces, fixing all the hardware issues, and then getting it all to run again and mount it all back together, and see if I can have a working machine for, just putting around. And we'll actually see if my wife lets me put it on the road and have a bike, or if we just sell it and I focus on getting another motorcycle again. But that's it for now. I'll do more dedicated videos on this as soon as I start actually working on it, and as soon as I clean up my shop a little bit here. And I'll be doing more dedicated videos, probably on that airplane, if I don't end up selling that airplane to fund this project, and then having this project sold to fund another project or anything like that. But for what I have into it, this is a free project. So this was given to me as basically salvage. So, it's whatever I end up spending in bodywork and paint, and whatever I end up spending in little doodads to get it running. So, all in all, I can't really complain. And it's complete. It's 100% plus some. So, there it is. And I'll keep you updated. So, as always, keep it rubber side down. And I'm still here. I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of in between projects, in between bikes, and hopefully in the next few months before snow flies, we'll get this project rolling and maybe do a few vlogs on it. All right, take it easy, guys.